Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fan Forum, Newcastle United style again tonight. And a bit to go through tonight, obviously, with the build-up to the Manchester United game on Saturday with the return of none other than Cristiano Ronaldo to deal with. We also have injury problems ourselves, missing Ryan Fraser. And obviously, what's looking like now, we're going to be missing Callum Wilson yet again. Obviously, social media has been buzzing again today with takeover news. Personally, I'm not getting carried away with it. I'm not going to say anything on it until anything's official. There's been conspiracy theories in recent weeks about why the ground's so run down, why there's no stock in the fridges, in the bars, etc. It could have something to do with it. It might not have anything to do with it. We've been led down a garden path far too many times for us to really go on a wild celebration that the takeover is going ahead. So I think it has to be taken with a pinch of salt at the minute. These documents, are they real or they're not? Nobody knows. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the coming days. But until now, I'm really not building my hopes up to anything extravagant, certainly in the next coming weeks. But we'll see. I hope so, but we will see. If you want to join the show tonight, as usual, the link is pinned in the live comments. So get yourself on the show, have your say, let me know what you think of the recent takeover rumours that are going on at the minute, and also obviously the build-up to the Manchester United clash at Old Trafford on Saturday, which is, everyone's expecting a hiding, including myself, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens in that game. Before we bring any guests on, there's a few waiting in the waiting room at the minute. I want to see more than that tonight. Get yourselves on. Let's have a bit of a discussion about the Toon. Carl says, everyone looking forward to tonight's show. Should be a belter, especially with the gossip going around on social media. Does anyone know what the protest plans are for the Leeds match? Turn up and ask for Brucey to give us a wave, or will there be a proper drama instead, like Man United and West Ham have done in the past? Yet to see that. Evening all, Carl. I hope the players protest by letting us put 10 past them, because we need a win and a big one desperately. Jake, we will probably let you put 10 past us without a protest, because Bielsa has you lot playing proper football that enjoy watching, not Brucey useless ball. Plus, Bielsa taught Guardiola and Pochettino everything they know about the managerial life, while Brucey hasn't got a clue. Jesper, good evening. Our next 8 matches before the November international break are Man United, Leeds, Watford, Wolves, Spurs, Palace, Chelsea and Brighton. Steve Bruce won't be able to turn this season around. Don't worry, Jake. They might as well forfeit the match now and give Leeds all 3 points, because Bielsa has you lot playing attacking football, which will crucify us, that's for sure. Malcolm, good evening. I've supported the club since the early 60s and go to every home match religiously with my grandson. But this season, I've never felt so deflated and disinterested as I currently do now. Jake says a low block can still foil us. That's a frustrating thing. I thought playing against Route 1 football was in the past when he got promoted, but here's Bruce stinking out the Premier League. He needs out. Yeah, more than anything. Malcolm says today's game is all about the money. Steve Bruce is staying around until Ashley gives him his lump sum. At least Charlton had the dignity to walk away from the club when a section of the fan base turned. Steve Bruce is a yesterday's man. Today's game has changed. Even the likes of Keegan would struggle with the go out there, lads, and give it your all attitude. You've got to be able to understand the game. Jesper then says, watching a bit of Serie A the other day, and their ultras are class. Wish the English game had passionate supporters like them. They create a wonderful atmosphere in stadiums instead of being libraries. What do you think the fan base should do whilst the iron is still hot? There's a lot of unrest among the fan base, that's clearly for sure. If you do enjoy the show tonight, everybody, if you can smash the like button for me, help me build the channel up, heading towards 3,000. Obviously, if you're new here and you do enjoy what you watch, please don't hesitate to consider subscribing to the channel. And also, super chats are available if you want to donate to the channel itself. Just hit the $sign at the bottom of the live comments, and that'll take you through the payment method that way. So thank you in advance for that. A few more. We've got Sean, good evening. Evening, Ryan. Good evening, Julie. Evening, Tom. More takeover talk. Don't get your hopes up. Beats says, Paul, would you give Bruce 10 games then the sack if results don't improve? Look, I'd give him the sack on Saturday if he gets absolutely mullered on Saturday. I'd have him out, but we'll soon see. Anyway, we've got three guests in there. We've got Chippers, we've got Stephen, and we've got Jason. Good evening, chaps.
Evening.
Evening.
Right, we'll start with you, Chips. What did you think of social media today?
trying to not get drawn into it, because we all know we've been there before and we've got the T-shirt. So I'm trying not to get drawn into it, and I don't buy anything until there's a statement from both parties that say the deal's done.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it, Jason? I mean, we just don't. Everything's got to be taken with a pinch of salt, because I mean, we don't know where them documents have come from. Somebody could have just made them up and stuck them online just to, catch us out again. But I'm just staying quiet on the whole thing. I think you said on a tweet earlier on that you'd rather just wait until somebody official is either on the pitch or doing a press conference and let it be that way.
Exactly. I mean, we get this every single year. It always happens, twice a year, every time there's a transfer window. Mm-hmm. So it's got to the point where you hear it and I'm not interested. Unless Sky Sports comes out and says it's 100% official, the club's been taken over, then I'll believe it. But until then, no.
I mean, Stephen, obviously you've put stuff out on Twitter today as well regarding it, just saying, you hope it's true, but again, don't build your hopes up kind of thing. It's really a bit sad that we've got to come to that where we're saying don't build your hopes up over something that we really want.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, the entire Newcastle fan base want this to go through, and with all that's been going on over this saga, you've learned just to have to cope with it and just wait for something official. Like I said on my tweet, said you have to reserve judgment yourself until there's like something more official that comes on the Sky Sports and it's official. It's all just waiting about. That's all it is.
Good evening, Ryan. What's the crack with the Ronaldo shirt, man?
When did we sign him?
I'm glad I only have the Real Madrid one. Don't worry, I'd never buy any other English Premier League team.
Yeah,
that's what he'll do.
Yeah,
that's the type of energy he's got against us. Score his first hat-trick against us, he'll do it again on his second debut.
So have you seen much of the social media stuff today about the takeover? I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I saw like one or two tweets, but it's nothing to really get gassed up about. I think I got it from like Sharky like a few months ago when I was talking to him. Only until they have the scarf or they raise it, that's when I'm getting gassed.
Yeah. Well, I actually said a long time ago that I wanted... basically, I wasn't going to celebrate until Staveley was swinging a black and white bra on the centre circle, and then I'll believe something is actually happening. Up the Mag says, "Hey guys, good evening, lads. I just take this time to say how shit Matt Ritchie is at defending. Thoughts on his defending?"
He's not a defender.
He's not a defender. He's not a left back. He's not a wing back.
No, he's not. He's not. And I feel a bit sorry for him. I mean, he's been thrust into this position. Similar to Jacob Murphy, really, isn't it? I mean, it's all or nothing, really. When we've got, I think Manquillo could do a job. I think Jamal Lewis needs to get some games under his belt. He needs to regain his confidence because, I mean, we paid good money for him, and Steve Bruce is just letting him rot.
Knowing that, like he's gonna throw Jamal Lewis in the deep end, and he's gonna play him against United.
You really think so?
Oops, sorry.
He did the same thing to other youngsters. He throws them in the deep end against all the big sides. So it wouldn't surprise me if he'd done that.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is we've got actual right back and an actual left back. The club, he doesn't play them. So what's the point of having them? What's the point?
Well, I can't see him changing formation for Saturday, Stephen.
No, you would like to go like an attacking 4-3-3, wouldn't you? But
I can't really see that against Man United, to be fair.
No. I just sort of stuff dreams are made of, but it's his favourite formation. He isn't going to deviate from it, especially against Manchester United. No. Then, are we going to play the same way against Leeds on next Friday night? Probably will, because you know how good Leeds are coming forward with their attacking play, with their pressing their players.
Yeah. Thing is,
that sort of formation again.
Yeah. If we play that way against Leeds United, they will absolutely tonk us because we can't handle teams that attack us like that. West Ham proved that in the opening day. Second half, they came out and just went for it, and we couldn't handle it. And I don't think we can handle it either against a team like Leeds United. Yes, Leeds United is suspect at the back. We know that, but we know how Leeds United like to play. And Bielsa isn't going to deviate on that. He's going to come out and go for Newcastle's throat. He knows where our weaknesses are. And he will absolutely punish us for them as well. I mean, we could be looking at a humiliating next couple of weeks. We really could, and I can't see any any way out of it at all. I mean, Ryan, you've been down in the dumps a little bit lately, about Newcastle United. But, I mean, we've got to have hope somewhere as supporters, surely. We've got to keep the faith, keep believing that eventually these parasites are going to be out of the club.
Yeah, I'm still hopeful for that day. And if you disregard that, I'm still a bit hopeful because I feel like I'm in the minority where we'll just survive. I feel like we'll get 35 to 40 points. Just about. Yeah. Anything more is a bonus.
Well, no. I mean, it's terrifying me because I just don't see where our first points are coming from at the minute, and it could yet be another Sheffield United from last year, and that's terrible to say. But where do you see the points coming from? It's impossible. Anthony says, watched last night's show this afternoon and still laughing. Danielle, good evening. Evening all. Worst thing we can do is let this takeover rubbish distract us from the shit show that is our club. Bloody Ashley and that monumental bell end are killing this team. The Saudis won't touch us as we are. She's got a point there, Danielle. I mean, always speaks pretty good sense. It's the Saudis will be looking at it. I mean, as I said in the intro there, right? We've got a stadium where many photos have been put online and been on various shows about the state of the stadium, the lack of stock in the fridges, in the bars, etc. And, is this a sign that maybe that, they're not stocking up for the simple reason that the club is going through transition? And, an announcement will be made because we've always said we'd prefer stuff to go on, behind the scenes and not played out in public. Has something been agreed out of court that they're all happy with and things are going ahead, which is why they haven't restocked anything? I mean, Stephen, it is a point to consider, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying there about the takeover being like going on behind closed doors. That's how it should have been the first time round. I mean, it was all played out in public. All these groups, Jamal Khashoggi's widow, all Richard Keys, everybody had the say on it.
Yeah,
Amnesty International. It just never ended. Every single day, there was new people coming out with different things to try and get this takeover stopped. Whereas if you did it behind closed doors, in the background, it would have got done. Then the next thing that these people know is it's done. They kind of make no bones about it. It's done. They kind of go against an argument that's already been done. That's how it always should have been done, behind closed doors, on the quiet, just so nobody gets wind of it.
Yeah. I actually agree to that. Danielle goes on to say, I saw The Athletic reporting that ex-Premier League CEO Richard Scudamore is after buying our club. He is raising funds as we speak. Ironic and truly a bloody nightmare. I mean, that would be a bit scary, Chippers.
Very. Just not. Oh.
I mean,
Richard Scudamore was wanting 19 million from each club or something when he was retiring a golden handshake. Was he wanting so many million from
it was
each
something
Premier
like
League
that,
club to when he was retired or something like that?
Yeah,
I'd have paid him jack shit.
Yeah, I think we need to stay well clear of that one. But again, these are what's going around at the minute, and we just don't know. Ron, good evening to you. How much of a dry bum job is the Manx going to do us on Saturday? That's one way of putting it.
I'll give you that score prediction at the end.
Yeah, Dale says, Bruce out, getting boring now. Club is almost dead. Same league as Sunderland soon, says Dale. Good evening, Scott. This is me. Says, so many players playing out of position, to be fair. Richie left back, Murphy right back, Almiron at left centre mid, and Joe Linton in the Premier League. Yeah, good point.
You forgot Croft.
Oh, God. I mean,
Centre back.
I've got an awful feeling he's going to play on Saturday. I don't know why. I just have an awful feeling he's going to play.
He'll do well against Ronaldo, man. He'll marshal him, keep him in that pocket all game, man.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean,
he got absolutely rinsed.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, realistically, who is the man that we can put on Ronaldo to do a job?
Hendrick.
Jason, I think you have a secret admiration.
He's amazing, ain't he? I mean, he could score as a striker.
well, I
He ain't
guess.
the striker. He got lucky against Doncaster in the
Don't get
pre-season
gassed.
game.
There's a
In that were
pre-season
crap.
Yeah,
Can
bounced
we,
over
can
his
we
head.
resurrect like Harvey Oswald to take him out?
Oh dear God! I mean, we can laugh, but really, it's pretty damn shit, isn't it? To be fair, I mean, we literally have we have nobody that you could think of. I mean, Jadon Sancho, on one side, Ronaldo on the other. They're just going to run Greenwood, exactly. They're just going to run an absolute mockery, and that's what the sad thing is. I mean. They've got so much pace, and we do not do good against pace at all. I said that before the West Ham game, and I'll stick by that now.
I can't wait for John's FF for his Man United ladies this week, what he's going to put. Bloody heck.
Listen, don't talk to me about John. John was due to go live at 6:30 tonight, and it's still there, still pending. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He was supposed to have Claire. He was supposed to have Claire, the Man United fan, on tonight, and I clicked on it. Oh. This was about, 7:10? He was due to start at 6:30, and it's still... he still hasn't even started it. So I don't know whether he doesn't realise that it's still there on YouTube, or he's had to cancel it, and he just hasn't. So, John, if you're watching that, I would sort that shit out, mate. Because it actually had people waiting as well to watch it.
I liked your Sunday shout-out where... he tweeted back at Steve Reef is like, cheers, mate.
And John went on, cheers, Steve. I'm like, somebody else commented, no, John, I think that was for Paul.
That was Baz that tweeted it.
Jesus, honestly. Absolutely crazy.
He's always due for a mare here and there.
Well, I know.
Actually, no, it's not here and there, it's consistent.
Yeah, he's very, very consistent with his gaffes. It's like you could put him on like... I don't know, some kind of show with bloopers on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He'd be on every week, wouldn't he? Musical Magpie says, which players need to show more work rate, in your opinion? Ryan.
Bloody one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not really too sure. I just feel like the team's so broken anyways. So, like...
Well, broken is a word. I mean, do any of you guys actually think there's any confidence in our team? Because you know what Brucey's going to come out with on Friday. We'll give it our best shot. Obviously he's going to be questioned about Ronaldo, so he'll be tugging himself off under the bench. We just know what's going to come out of Bruce's mouth.
I can't wait for Bruce to come out with some new quote to describe Ronaldo in his press conference. The latest one was irons in the fire. What the hell is it going to be now?
He said the day was ready for Ronaldo, wasn't he?
Yes, but he's not.
Yeah, of course he'll
We're
say
just
that.
not. Good evening to Tom and Peter. Good evening, chaps.
All right.
Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, not bad. Right, we'll start with you, Tom. What's your thoughts on all these rumours on social media today?
Go on.
I would say to get carried away with them, with hearing these things time after time, and I think sometimes, we're just looking at them. People want to, want things to go through, but I think so many times we've seen that people put 2 and 2 together and they come up with 5. So I think it's just wait and see. Maybe there's something positive there, but I wouldn't go betting on it. I think
no, I agree.
I think we've just got to, as I say, just wait and see. Yeah.
Peter, you're not broadcasting from your bathroom, are you, by any chance tonight?
No, definitely not.
Just a very, very different scenario, mate. Right. What did you make of what you've read today? Is there any positivity in yourself, in your mind, thinking this could be it? Or, as we've just discussed there about the stadium being run down, the lack of stock they've got during match days, is that because... things are, Tom's dropped off, but is that because things are happening, or I mean, what do you think?
Again, I'm just taking it with a pinch of salt, not getting overhyped up about it. I mean, because we get down this situation before, and a lot of the time it just never comes off. Does it? It's happened with Amanda Staveley first, Peter Kenyon, the Bin Zayed group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a who's who at the minute of who's tried to take over Newcastle United. Paul says, can see the monumental bell end starting Joe Linton up front against Man United, and it'll be a catastrophe. I think that's one word you can say for it.
Put Dwight Gale on right wing.
Oh, yeah. Listen, he's done it before. He did it. He's done it before, hasn't he? So he'll do it again. Why don't you go for Eddie Howe? He tries to play football.
I would love Eddie Howe.
We got our shit.
That's Mike Ashley why he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we can talk till the cows come home about a new manager coming in, but at the minute, this knobhead is going nowhere. And, you just know what you're going to get from him on Saturday. He'll be on the sidelines. He'll have his hands in his pockets. He'll have that.
He's tongue round his head.
Oh, man, honestly. You know what'll piss me off even more is if we get a spanking, right? If we get an absolute spanking and he comes off the field smiling to Solskjaer, I will put my foot through whatever stream I'm watching. I swear to God. Daniil, good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are we?
How are you doing, my friend?
All good, all good.
What's your thoughts on these rumours?
What rumours?
Have you not seen anything today?
No.
Daniel Johnson, Claire.
Nothing special.
It's not about chippers, is it?
No. Apparently the takeover's almost done.
Takeover? Is it?
Aye. There's been documents, leaked online today of, a new company running Newcastle United and stuff like that. But we're not sure whether they're actually real documents or not. So, I mean, I'm not building my hopes up at all. I don't think anybody on here is, to be honest.
No. I'll be honest with you. I will say it's done when we see the ticker tape on Sky Sports News or on Radio 5. Until then, they are all rumours with the word vicious in front of them.
Yeah. I mean, I said earlier on, Daniil, before you came on, I want to see Staveley in a black and white bra above her head, waving it around. I mean, however, Chippers will probably want a black and white thong with her streaking up and down the pitch with it, something like that.
If you keep saying that, Chippers is going to have to go to the toilet in a minute.
I know. No, we don't want that. We don't want that again. No way.
Make sure you're muted.
And they might just mute it. He'll be bloody switch the camera off if he does that. But then again, we're not on Peter's stream tonight. I mean, Peter gets all the nudes on his. He gets asses and whatever. Shown on his. I mean, let's be honest. This is me. Says
PD Proud Hub.
PD Proud
Hub.
PD Proud Hub.
Yeah. This is me. Says, have you lads seen Simon the Prick Jordan once again saying that Bruce hasn't been given a chance? He's been given more than Rafa, so he can only be talking about the fans.
What? Don't listen to him.
Simon Jordan just fucking
do why I don't like English
fucking
media,
it in him. Just
a
self-arrogant prick.
Whoa, one at a time, guys. I'm getting 3,000 voices in my ears. Stephen, you go first.
He's just a self-arrogant prick. He thinks he's in a position to call us. Bruce hasn't been given a chance. Oh my God, I'm sick to death of hearing him. Just shut up with your fucking opinions and keep your gob shut.
Ryan, what's your thoughts on Mr. Jordan?
I fucking hate BT Sport. I unfollowed them from Twitter now. I mean, English media is just, I realize they're so biased now with everything. If it's English, like coaches or managers.
You mean Talk Sport, not BT Sport.
Or Talk Sport, yeah. So the only company or media outlet I've seen actually have a go at us is NBC Sports, like they did last week.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else, like Gary Neville and all of Sky, like they just blame the owners. Like it's a problem, but like
I think Gary Neville understands. I think he came out, when he was at a fans forum when Kendall was down there, and he pretty much said, hang on, it will. He's confident it will happen, and Newcastle will rise again. He's 100% confident of that.
Like ex-Man United players openly have a go at him. Not just
you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. Yeah, it's a shame. Jason, what did you say about Jordan?
I remember seeing an interview he done a couple of weeks ago, saying that he doesn't hate Bruce, but he used to hate Bruce because he let him down when he hired him as a manager when he was at Palace, I think it was. And to say that, it's like Bruce has been here for 3 years now. He's spent the most a Newcastle manager has ever spent.
Yeah.
And all Bruce can come out with, well, we don't expect changes overnight. He's had 3 years. When's this overnight going to finish?
Musical Magpie says, which players at NUFC have a good work rate but are not good enough for the Premier League?
Wasn't that just asked earlier?
Miggy.
Oh, no.
I know that'll probably upset Baz, but, you know...
I'm upset people.
You what?
Who's got that ringtone?
It's Daniel. He's right. He's put himself on mute. So he's actually got sense to put himself on mute, you know, other than, you know... Well, name a few they call the mothers idiots and things like that, you know, never mind. Belly says, cans should fuck off.
Cool on there for
good evening,
on Sunday.
Jake says, no way around it, lads. I think you're preparing yourself for the worst, and it's a sensible thing to do. It'll make it easier to get through it as fans, but better will come. Never lose faith. And I think, you know, Jake being a Leeds fan, we have to take sort of... take lead from what he's just said there, you know, saying that, you know, better times will return. I mean, I just hope it's not the 16 years that it took, you know, Leeds to return. But hey, anything's possible at the minute, because if we go down, Peter, we ain't coming back.
No chance we will, particularly if they keep that idiot in charge of management. Oh God, I would have no hope at all of us getting straight back up. No chance. And we'll lose a lot of our better players. Callum Wilson will go, ASM will go.
Yeah.
There'll be other players who would want to leave straight away as well.
Yeah, definitely. Louis, good evening. The PIF has changed its name to the UKSA International Limited. This can be seen on the link I sent that takes you to the government website. The document going around is real. They're creating a separate entity. Well, thanks for confirming that, Louis. Cheers for that. So there you go. It is real, the document. It takes you to the government website. Well, you don't get more real than that if it's directing you straight to there. For me, you know, going off what Louis said, that is positive news. If they're creating a separate entity, is this what they've agreed behind the scenes? You know, with you know, this was all going to be, you know, slashed out in court, wasn't it? With the separation, this is what was causing the major problem. So if they've dealt with the separation and now they're coming into this with documents saying that they're a separate entity, you know, is this what's gone on behind the scenes, Daniil?
I would say, I mean, this, from what Louis just put up there, that puts to bed the separation issue, I feel. Basically, I think that's what Man City have got, haven't they? They've got a separate sporting company that runs the football club.
They have, yeah.
So basically, this is a separate company. Who the directors are, do we care? I mean, could be, you know, we don't, do we? Basically, they've done everything by the book, and you know, I think.
Well, I'll release some breaking news, Daniil. It's me.
You got me there. You had me in the first half there, Paul. Breaking news! Whoa.
Yeah, we shouldn't say that at the minute, should we? Because it'll just like knock everyone for six.
I'm already on to her. I'm seeing nothing right now.
No, but it's great. It's great news. Great for the club. I mean, basically, I want to see the smiles wiped off some of those media anti-Newcastle media.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yes, I agree.
Yeah,
you know, Tom, what do you think of that message? Does it make you a bit more confident?
I think it certainly doesn't do any harm, does it? But do you know what? I'm not skeptical because we've been told, haven't we, so many times this is like, even within minutes, this could be happening any time now. It's happening, you know, the next day or two, the next couple of hours, the next couple of minutes. I think I'm just at a point now where I'm just going to have to just wait and see, and if it happens, that's absolutely brilliant. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just at that point now. I've been burned too many times. I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Hey, I've just realised where American Steve he's missing tonight.
Oh, that's quiet.
You might have shut up for a change. You might
have know where he is.
Hey, there's no US game or anything.
Coming from you, Chippers.
There's no USA game tonight.
Hey, he's probably me.
Oh, he might be out. He might come on later. I don't know.
Steve's disappointed that we tied against him because they were supposed to win against us.
Did the Canadians draw with the US?
Yeah, it was a good game. I watched the whole thing.
And how was your hero? Did your hero play in that one, Alfonso?
Of course he did. He assisted the goal.
All right, cool.
He was against DeAndre Yell and beat him in a brace.
So are Canada heading for the World Cup then?
We should, because CONCACAF, it's top 3 qualification, and fourth is we play a team from Oceania.
Right.
I'm worried about US and Mexico and potentially Jamaica, because there's a few English players that converted to Jamaican, so they have like a decent team now.
Fair enough. We've got Chipper's best mate coming on. Good evening, Annie.
I saw a tweet the other day. You're a Newcastle fan. Look in the back. He's got
the Yeah, Annie, I think it's pretty clear now, mate. I mean, there is no denying that you are a closet Toon fan. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind.
Throw that on the floor.
Oh, now he's
there is literally a Bristol City top right next to it.
I don't give a flying monkey's ass, right?
Actually, there's an Ajax top right next to it.
That's best use of toilet, Annie.
There's an Ajax
Annie,
top.
this isn't a fucking fashion show. It's a fan forum. Get your ass down.
Why are you questioning
Steve Machala's 200 pit reveal?
Support towards Newcastle.
Yeah, you've got a soft spot for Newcastle, Annie. You have. I just wish you'd admit it. I honestly, if Jeremy Kyle was still on, I'd get you on there just to do a lie detector. I swear to God.
Come on, Jerry Springer, man.
Hey, shout out Seinfeld.
No, he only deals with horses, mate. Musical Magpie says CR7 has a very good record against Newcastle. Hope we can keep the score low. And Magical Marrowan says, what do you think Bruce's plan will be to stop Ronaldo? Tell Hendrick the man mark. Well, Jason, you can answer that, seeing as you're Jeff Hendrick's biggest fan, mate. I mean, obviously, it looks like rich for him to play man mark Hendrick. Man mark Ronaldo. I mean, do you know what? I'm going to be deadly serious here. Would it be such a bad thing? Jeff Hendrick cannot play football, but just stick him on Ronaldo to keep tackling him.
Well, for a fact Hendrick's going to play because our midfield are dropping like flies now. We've got Shelby out, we've got Hayden out, we've now got Fraser out. So Hendrick's certain to be playing.
Oh God!
There's Ryan Fraser not looking too good, is he?
No.
It's going to be a battle between Hendrick and Ronaldo, and Hendrick's going to get a hat trick, of course. So we all know that. So good game.
Honestly, if he's in the starting lineup, Jason, on Saturday, I swear to God, I will just.
Jason,
honestly, I'll have a coronary. I swear to God. I swear to God. Billy Trey's in the house. Good evening, my man.
It's Billy.
Hey,
Billy.
What's your thoughts?
There he is.
On what, mate?
Billy.
On what's been on social media today about the takeover?
I think it's just people searching for crumbs of comfort, to be honest.
You really think so?
Yeah, I'll say so. I don't read too many things into that, but yeah, I hope it's positive. I really do. I think we all pray and hope it is, but dear, the bad comment on your comments, Paul. By the way,
you what?
The bad comment on your comments you need to sort of get rid of, but before we go any further,
is there? No, I can't see it at the minute. How far is it down?
Right at the bottom.
Who's it from?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Jackie Boy 96.
Yeah, I see
it. Yes, Boy. Okay.
All right, yeah, I see it. Jackie Boy 96. I will find you, and the police will be at your door in the next coming days. You absolute tosspot! Fuck off. Okay, that's him gone.
So anyway, back to crumbs of comfort. Yeah, just people are searching for things that aren't really there, in my opinion. But I mean, that's the way I've kind of resigned myself to now. It could be really positive, could be the best thing ever to happen. But as with things of how they've happened in the past 18 months, you kind of resign yourself to it not being a positive thing.
Yeah. Musical Magpie says, what does Jeff Hendrick actually offer to the squad?
I don't even know what kind of midfielder he is. He's not a 10. Is he an 8? Is he a 6?
I know what he does offer. He offers the
swear to God, he's in love with Jeff Hendrick. He is. Honestly, his comments about Jeff Hendrick make me chuckle every time because he won't have a bad word said about him.
I think Jeff Hendrick needs to cut his hair and then he'll play well.
Yeah, well, that's probably not going to happen.
Looks like Jesus.
You can't cut the Messiah's hair.
That's very true. Tom, if you're still watching, you dropped off, mate, and you keep coming in and out of the studio. I don't know what's going on, whether it's your connection, mate, or not. But I just can't get you back on for some reason. Every time I try to get you back on, you disappear. So I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Then Jake says, who's gone now?
Dunno.
I'd probably put Jar against Ronaldo.
Jake says, who's actually fit enough to deal with Ronaldo?
Me.
Cheryl Cole.
Holy shit. If it's Cheryl Cole, we're in deep shit. We really are. We really, God almighty. Daniil's returning. I'll tell you what, Daniil, you need to sort your broadband out, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, BT, you've had a few quid out of us. I'll have to I'll have to think about changing. I think you're right.
Yeah. I've actually I was recommended Sky's broadband because you remember when I was having all that trouble with Talk. I did, and since I've put Sky in, I have to say I have had absolutely no issues with Sky's broadband. It is working absolutely brilliantly. Cue the whole thing going off in about 5 minutes' time. Touch wood, it doesn't.
Soon.
I know. Simon says, "Will Bruce stick to 5-3-2 or change to something else?" Can we all say at once what Steve Bruce is going to do?
No.
5-3-2.
9-1-0.
8-1-1.
Yeah, well, lads, I tell you what, we're going out with a new tactic today. We're putting
10-0.
We're going 8 across the back.
Behind the ball, no striker.
Yeah. When we get the ball, we just punt it up the field and hope St. Maximin can catch it.
Yeah.
9-1-1. It's specific to the date as well because it's 9/11, isn't it? On
it is, yeah.
Oh.
Does anybody know if John Sinclair started his stream yet?
No, he hasn't.
No idea.
Honestly, I don't know what the hell's going on. Honestly, I went to watch it 6:30 and I'm thinking, where the fuck are you? And it's still there.
Sure, it's a private stream.
But there's still somebody waiting as well. I don't get it. Why would you wait?
Paul, there's somebody waiting for your show on Thursday, man.
Well, that's because I'm popular.
Be level 7, probably.
You can see the head swelling.
Giveaway. I don't suffer from that. You know I don't. I would never, ever do that. Having said that, I am heading towards 3,000 subscribers now, which is absolutely amazing.
There it is.
Fuck off, Jason. Listen, any of you guys on here know that I'm not that type of person anyway who would enlarge my head about anything. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. So you can kiss my ass with wet toilet paper, Jason. Anyway. Simon says, no, we've seen that. Simon says, Anthony says, God knows what our goal difference will be after these next 2 games.
They go right to the top downwards.
What a comment that was. What a comment that was. I mean, that was comment of the night.
I'm on John's YouTube channel. You go to his About page, and he's putting a link to his own channel. I'm not even joking. It's just youtube.com/John MEFC42. You type in it, nothing's there. Nothing's there.
He keeps calling me his guy now. Like, go on, my guy, and
I'm not worried about that shit. To be fair, he needs to do a lot with that. I mean, he needs to put his description in of his channel. He needs to work out playlists and stuff like that because it's just all over the shop. But bless him, he tries, doesn't he? He really tries. And to be honest, the man is a legend. I class him as a legend. I class him as a brother. He is a fantastic bloke. What comes out with things like the goal difference last night, our goal difference is going to spiral upwards, downwards.
You know what? It was the kind of thing watching that. I was on my phone, and then I look up and I heard that. I'm like, what did I just hear?
That was funny. That was funny.
Oh God! Honestly, he is such a guy. Honestly, He's just brilliant. Belly says the only way you can stop Ronaldo is take our goal down during the match so he can't score.
Oh my god.
Two goalkeepers.
Yeah,
two goalkeepers. Yeah.
Do you
We've
have
got
two
5 on
goalkeepers?
the stick, five on the start lineup and put them all on the line.
Paul, I'm going to have to pop off now, all right?
Who's that?
Me.
All right. Have you finished your shit, mate?
See, John.
He needs to wipe.
Take care, mate. I'll catch you soon.
See you, mate.
Repeat that. Yeah.
I bet he's away on John's stream now.
Well, Barry does a show. I think he's on Barry's show, but I don't know what time his kicks off. I don't know.
It's a cricket show.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned cricket.
Yeah. I've never even watched a cricket game before.
Ryan, why have you turned your camera off?
Oh, it's because I went to go get some water in my fridge back there.
Well, that's all right. You know, you can't do that with your camera on. It's fine.
Oh, I knew you guys would press me. Be like, where are you going?
Just no bodily functions. That's all.
No, you just don't show your ass or whatever.
You like my new camera angle now too. You could see my bike in the back too.
Yes, it is a better camera angle. I must admit. Yeah. This is an interesting question. Scott says, without Wilson, where do our goals come from?
Jeff Hendrick.
They don't. No one.
Well, our second top scorer is same maximum, I think, with 1.
Yeah.
Probably Willock.
1 goal, 1 assist. You can't go wrong with that so far for a winger.
I fancy Maguire to not one for us, to be fair.
To score for us?
Own goal.
Right?
No, he'll score for them. He'll score for them. He always does.
You know what's going to happen, actually, is we're going to have so many players deep in the box. It'll have so much space, and Paul Pogba's just going to take long shots all game, and he'll score one.
Yeah, good point, Ryan. Definitely.
Jake says, John, stop cracking onto the lasses and sort your channel out. Dale says, Hendrick with laughing emojis. People will be uploading the game to Pornhub under dominated. Oh, dear God. James Bond's back. Daniel, good evening, matey. When we get beat, he will be laughing with Ollie. Bruce is an absolute fraud.
Absolutely.
Keith says Ronaldo will run rings around us. That's not easy to say on a Tuesday night. This is me. Says, how much do you want to bet Bruce will be having more friendly chats with Solskjaer on the sideline than shouting instructions to our players? Bruce is returning home. He's bound to come out with his shite on Friday, isn't he, about him being a Newcastle fan and not a Man United one? Because if I was sitting in front of him, I'd be like, come on. It's blatantly obvious.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll still call Man United, even though,
No Newcastle fan that sing "Cheer Up, Kevin Keegan" song like he did on the pitch of Wembley that day.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I mean, if I see him laughing with Ollie after we've took a scud now, I mean, not just me, but the whole fan base will be absolute uproar.
Yeah. Laughing, he'll be celebrating the goals with them.
Yeah.
Well, that's
something
true.
like that will enrage the fan base, and the whole talk of beef up security will happen against Leeds.
Yeah.
We think beefed up was Bruce's belly.
I'll get me later then.
I don't want to spit my water out.
Yeah. Annie, how Bristol City doing? We'll just change the subject a little bit from Newcastle.
Well, we haven't played.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, is there any news, Annie, that is giving you hope that Pearson's going to get you into the playoffs or promotion?
Obviously, Pearson's been sacked.
What?
Obviously.
What?
No, he hasn't.
No.
Has he bollocks?
No, he hasn't.
Hey.
Annie, just stop being a twat
nowadays.
and just answer the question.
No news. No news whatsoever. Nothing's happening. Literally nothing.
So it's even as bad as Newcastle. This is me, says, well, we've already done that one. How long is Wilson out for? Well, rumour has it he's out for... yeah, there is rumours doing the mills that he's several weeks away.
I don't fucking see it.
Several weeks, could be months as well, couldn't it? Could run into months.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, when do we start, talking about the signings that we've brought in are literally made of glass or made of very, very thin wood? You know what I mean? Because Billy, they get touched, they go down, they're injured. I mean, Callum Wilson again, this is another muscle injury. I mean, what the hell is going on?
But we know this when we Callum Wilson's injury record isn't like private knowledge. Everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you take these things into account, and unfortunately, we're in a situation where we take anyone we can really that kind of quality player. Someone that isn't injury prone costs 3 times as much as what he does. So you need to take your chances, don't you? And it's common knowledge that Wilson's had an injury problem for the last 7 or 8 years. He had it at Coventry City originally.
Yeah.
And so Maximan's going to do himself some terrible burn damage by the amount of times he falls over. So he's another one, isn't he? So
yeah, and ASM's going to be overplayed, and he'll have an injury till the end of the season sometime soon.
ASM's not going to get the room he normally gets, so that's the thing.
Yeah, no, they'll put 2-3 men on him on Saturday.
And that's why ASM's got to be a bit sharper with his final ball, because he needs to get the ball on Saturday. You know, yes, take one man on, but get a ball into the box or do something. You know, he can't hang on to it for as much as he's not going to get that time.
If you have Hollands and Maximan,
he won't, especially when he's got no support.
And Dwight Gale's there and Joe Linton, you keep it yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan, what did you say there?
I said it's a bit of like a balancing thing. Like, obviously, like, he'll hold on for so long because he's got no support. But at the same time, like, it'll be hard for him to take on because there's gonna be like 5 players around him.
Yeah.
And like he's capable of it once in a while, like he did against Bournemouth in lockdown.
I mean, if you want a real laugh, Ginger's next comment will just make you chuckle. Joe Linton versus Varane.
Oh no!
I mean,
Man United on Saturday may as well not have a defence because we won't have an attack.
Yeah.
David De Gea may as well just take a picnic bag.
Harry Maguire will be in midfield. We all know he likes to go up and carry the ball forward.
Harry Maguire plays centre back, but by the side of his slab heat, he's a midfielder. So you know, his head's that massive.
How's that sound?
It's just Annie tapping his. He's seductively caressing his microphone for some reason. Bede says Joe Linton and Gale are split strikers. No, let's not. Julie says hi, Daniel.
Misspelled shit there, hasn't he?
You what, Billy?
He's misspelled shit there. Not he's put split instead of shit. Must be
all correct.
Definitely, yeah.
All correct.
Anthony says 4-5-1 is the best formation we can have against Manchester United.
I agree. Pack the midfield, not defense.
Yeah, but he won't. He'll play 2 midfielders, you know, with one sitting just in front, and then we're going to get overrun. I mean, Pogba's going to think he's on holiday.
Yeah.
Danielle says the only thing that's happening is our club being destroyed. Everything else is smoke and mirrors. Richest club in the world, they say. It will never happen to us. It won't be allowed. Fuck the EPL. Now, Danielle's clearly not hopeful of any sort of takeover, but that's how we feel right now. And we've been ground into this, totally ground into feeling like this. Unfortunately, it's just the way things are. Keith says hi to Neil as well. Very popular night to Neil. John Adair says 15-0 to Man United. 15-0. Hell. I mean,
are we going to have the Samoa goalkeeper in or something?
Christ, aye.
Our press is so far.
Our press is so far up the big 6 behinds. It really is cringy and utterly frustrating and always has been.
Yeah.
Danielle says Simon Geordie is a nasty, smarmy prick. He can't have a debate without getting personal. Just remember, lads, we are a gullible fan base. What a complete monumental bell end, man. Well said, Danielle.
I like Danielle's email. It's ace. I love it.
Oh, yeah, she's class. She's class. She comes back to say, please don't fall into the takeover trap, everyone. Have we not suffered enough already? It's clear to see that Danielle doesn't think it's anything to think about, you know, and that's her opinion. And, you know, like I said, us as supporters, we've been ground into thinking that now because anything gets mentioned about it, we're just like, oh, here we go again, another skipping little merry-go-round. I mean, Annie, I don't know whether you saw it today, you know, from an outsider's view, do you actually think anything's happening with it?
I did see it trending on Twitter today, but to be honest, I just think it's either paper talk or, like Billy said, crumbs of comfort. To be honest, it's just a bit petty. To be honest, going. We already know that it's going to go till next year. Might as well just wait and just wait till what happens on that particular day instead of stirring stuff up, which is, in my opinion, probably likely not true, and trying to give hope to fan base, which is very much depleted because of a manager who doesn't have a clue and a owner who doesn't care.
Whoa, Annie, what happened to Mr. Pragmatic Bruce? You know, and now you're saying he doesn't have a clue.
Clue.
Welcome to our land.
I put a bunny. I did
Welcome
put, I did
to
put
our
the speech
world.
3 years later, Annie.
Come on in.
I did put.
Listen to Neil down the bottom there, bloody crooner.
And I thought I'd bit of a bit of Elvis in there, so you know.
You're just after a record deal like Sinclair's after sponsorships on my channel.
I think the only record I'll get will be a criminal record, probably.
Oh my God. So will John if he keeps pestering this amount of women. Jake says, I'll put it this way, it was better to wait 16 years and get back up to this level with a good owner and under a good manager than go back up one season, nothing be any different. It's worth the wait. Exactly. Yeah. Lewis says, Louis, can you send that link to me again? Just interested in having a look at it. Yeah. Geordie says, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to get excited about a takeover until we see the consortium release an official statement saying that they've bought the club. I think that's what everybody wants to see. Anthony, where's Annie tonight? Well, he's in the middle there. He's here. Our downfall was tough, but it was quick. Ashley is like some sort of parasite, keeping its host alive while feeding off it, keeping it in constant agony, but not letting it die or get any better. Wow, that is perfectly put.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah, brilliant comment, that. Here he is, says Anthony. Geordie Sandcaster says, what's everybody's thoughts on 5 at the back? Or 4 with Manquillo and Dummett starting?
Put Lewis instead, Dummett.
Stephen, do you think Dummett should get the start?
There's a case for him, yeah. I mean, when he comes in, Paul Dummett, I think he does well. Like I say, I would probably take Richie out the firing line, put Dummett in his left back, and he can't do no worse. He'd probably manage the Man United attack more than Richie would, because you know Richie's a bit slow on his feet and he can't really get back at most of the time.
Yeah. Jay says it's definitely going through. That's why the club is a shithole at the minute. See, people are going to come up with all sorts of scenarios, aren't there? You know what I mean? This is the situation we find ourselves in. You know,
desperation.
Why is the club? Why is the ground so shit? Sorry, Billy.
I don't see the logic in that statement. To be honest, it's definitely going through. The club's a shithole.
I think he means what we were talking about before about the fridges being empty, the ground in a bit of disrepair. You know, people are going to have them theories, aren't they? You know, people who are really optimistic. For us, long in the tooth about this takeover, you know, I'm just where I was before this even started today. You know, if it's going on behind the scenes, get on with it, do it, whatever. But let's just keep it all in the background. You know what I mean? That's how I want to see it. But time will tell. Evening, Andrew. Hope you're well, matey. Geordie says, don't worry, Emil Kraft will have Ronaldo in his back pocket.
That's exactly what I said.
I mean, you know, where can we actually stop Man United? Do any of you see any positivities about the game?
Nowhere. Okay. They've got so much attacking players, Fernandes, Ronaldo, Greenwood, Sancho. We can't possibly put men on each one of them players to try and stop them, because we won't do it. They'll get through 9 out of 10 times, I think. Because
you know what it is, right?
There's so much talent in that front line. We're not gonna. We're just gonna come like waves, just gonna come through our defense, and we're gonna be overrun. We're not gonna have enough players to cover. We're just gonna all over the place. Do you
know what it is? You mentioned Bruno Fernandes there, right? If I was a central defender against him, I would, you know, the first corner against us, I would make sure that I kicked him as hard as I could right in his fanny, and make sure that he didn't get back up. Because I can't stand the bloke. I really can't. Scott says, I've got Sky as well, never had any bother.
So that's what you gotta do, because in midfield he just takes the ball and he puts in random crosses, and like someone's got to be on him the whole game, in my opinion. But it's not the game plan. It'll be just sit back.
Tom said, seem to be having a few issues with StreamYard. I think my live debut was short but sweet. Sorry, mate. you know, it's in the hands of the gods. But thanks for coming on. We'll hopefully get you back on next week. Andrew says, where's Bruce went on holiday? Well, he went to talk to Ronaldo in Portugal about how he's going to fucking destroy his ass on Saturday. Julie says, weird, isn't it? Our Sky was poor, but talk is great. Random, says Julie. I know. I think it just depends on the area you live in, to be honest. 451 says Anthony. Matthew says, score predictions for Saturday. I think they'll easily score at least 3.
That's not
we'll do the score predictions at the end. You want to
long to calculate it.
3, they'll probably score that in 5 minutes.
I know. Luke says, I think John forgot to click live. Oh, can you imagine he's done that?
He's sitting there rabbiting to himself.
Well, no, he'll have brought Claire on, right? And they'll be chatting away, and he hasn't pressed live.
Oh my God.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, can you imagine? Billy's joined us again. Good evening, matey.
All right.
Not too bad. What's your thoughts on this takeover rumor?
Oh, there's a rumor. I didn't even realize.
Well, apparently the document's real. So,
yeah, mate, if I'm going to be honest with the takeover, for me at the minute, it's just I'll see, like when there's proof, there's confirmation it's went through and it's happened. That's the only time I'll get excited because we've had a million rumors. So
definitely, yeah. I mean, a million to say the least. Steve Bruce says, I went to Lisbon for Hawaiian pizza. Belly says, Newcastle should take their goal down. That's the only way they can stop Ronaldo. What's your thoughts, Billy, going into Saturday? Billy, what? Oh, there's 2 bloody Billies on now. Billy W.
Yeah, we're going to get smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to say it.
Yeah, so you're literally not confident at all of getting a result.
No, the Emil Kraft's going to fall on his arse, and Ronaldo's going to absolutely have him.
It worries me how many Newcastle fans actually believe that Emil Kraft is going to start. I mean, I've said it.
I don't think he'll start, but
I think it'll be the same lineup.
Oh no!
Oh fucking hell, Ryan!
Ronaldo might not even start. To be fair, I'll be surprised if he doesn't, but.
Yeah, I think he will because he's already played 1 game for Portugal and then he's had a whole week and a half off.
He's definitely fully fit. I don't care. Like
they've still got Greenwood.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford's fit again. You know, so we're up deep shit. You know, Fernandes. You know, they've got Pogba. They've got goal scorers everywhere on the pitch. Right. It's time to bow down again.
Oh, God.
Dave?
To the King of Northumberland.
Mexican wave time.
Dave Harrison, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. How are we all?
Not too bad. What's your thoughts?
We are not worthy.
Sorry, what on this takeover rumor?
Yeah. Apparently the document's real, Dave.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I've been looking at Twitter and that through the day, and it seems as if it is real. But I've said before, you've said it, Paul. When we see Stavely, the Reuben brothers, and whoever on the pitch holding the scarf over their heads, that's when I'm going to believe it. It's the same when what was said, 50 odds potential signs over Christmas over the transfer window. We've got 1 in. When they're there on the pitch, I'll believe it. But see. I mean,
the thing that I want to see, right? I think it would be absolutely majestic, right? Sky suddenly turn around and say, "We've got to go live to breaking news at St James's Park," right? Yeah. And not through the tunnel, but in the corner where they put the goals and that after the players have warmed up and they take the big flag off near the Leazes end, right?
Yeah.
2 camels. Right, with a carriage with Amanda Stavely on the back and the Reuben brothers with Newcastle scarves, just parading into the centre circle, pulled along by 2 camels with NUFC spray painted on the side and or a big flag saying a new beginning. I mean, am I dreaming here or what?
Yeah, lads, what you should do, right?
Yes.
If
that would be so brilliant if that happened.
That would be great.
The new owners will be on a tour bus like we won a trophy, and the whole city will be packed.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
Well, I replied to somebody on Twitter today when they said, "Was it going to happen? Will it come off?" And I can't remember what it was. And I just said, if this comes off, if it does happen, is there enough beer in the bars in Newcastle for all of us lot?
Well, there's certainly not enough in the ground.
No,
There's enough
none
for
in
me.
the ground, Paul. Dear God.
Bede says Bruce was the first person to invent the false 10 theory. Someone might want to remind him it's normally an attacking midfielder behind the striker. Andrew says CR7 sounds like a new Aston Martin. Steve Bruce says I went to Lisbon for a Hawaiian pizza. Wallace was expecting me back days ago, but can't beat a bit of golf on the way to the pizza shop.
Yeah, lads, I've got a good question.
Go on then.
Right. Say you were the owner, would you keep Graham Jones in as like the assistant manager?
Yes.
If I was the new owner or the present owner?
Like the new owner. Like say
new owner.
Like say that if it happens. Would you keep
Yes, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
I'd employ a manager that would be conducive to having him next to him, someone like a Martinez or someone like that.
If we had the takeover tomorrow, I'd get Antonio Conte in.
Who's dropped off this time? Is that the nail gun again?
Yeah.
For me, it would all depend on the new manager. You know, if we had the takeover and we were getting a big name manager, then he's going to want his own staff. There's no doubt about that. Do I think Graham Jones should be somewhere in the sort of backroom staff? 100% I do. You know, it'd be interesting to see how he could work with a very good manager. I mean, you look how he did in the what he did with England during the summer. I think he was heavily involved in a lot of things, and apparently set pieces and things like that. So he had a big influence on the England setup. It's all whether obviously Graham Jones wants to work with a new manager as well. I think he would. Obviously, he's a Newcastle fan, so I don't think. Paul says the new 4 shirt is how many we'll concede versus Manua. Steve says John's pickup line is my guy, so you better start getting worried, Chippers, because the next move is tagging you in tweets. I did actually like the one you sent on the show last night there, Chippers, about having a sex change just so you can get a shout out from John. That was quite funny. Matthew says you think Ronaldo will start. I personally do. I mean,
it's too good.
There's a lot of nodding heads, I guess. You know, he's had a week and a half off, hasn't he? He's only played the one game for Portugal, and when he took his top off, he looks fit enough to me. I mean, you know, I'm no Dale Winton, but he looks fit.
all right, Paul. Okay.
I mean, also like he was probably fit enough to play Juventus his first game, but he said that he didn't want to play. He wanted to be on the bench, and then he fucked off after.
Yeah, I know. Stephen says, this is the first season where I have absolutely no interest in the club anymore. I love Newcastle, but cannot stand what is happening at the club. It's so poor and horrible to see. I mean, a lot of people are saying that, and I mean, don't get us wrong. You know, the young fans are, going through the same as what we are, but the older fans, we remember the Keegan years. We remember, European football. We also remember the 80s. It was, well, it wasn't great in the 80s, was it? But at least we had a team that would actually try and score goals and attack and try. We still had the likes of Beardsley, Gaza, Waddle, Mirandina, John Cornwall. Let's not forget him. We had some players who also were maybe not that good, but they put the heart and soul into it for the shirt, and you could tell them. But these players just don't do that. And that's the frustrating thing.
To me, it's the lowest point, and probably lower actually than the late 70s when we had McGarry and Dinnis. They were the lowest times I can remember. We were awful then. And far worse.
That was 30 years before my time.
Billy, you're right. I think back in those days, and Paul, we used to go to the matches probably expecting to win. Now we go expecting to lose, and that's how much it's changed in the last 40 years. And it's just the heart and soul's been ripped out of the club. I mean,
there's no hope. There's just no hope.
Well, we used to say all got hope. We haven't even got that now. So,
do you guys think the same, Maximan? Like, if we have a world-class manager, do you reckon he'll be good? Or?
Well, I think if we had a world-class manager that worked with St. Maximan, I think that the first thing that this manager would do, I mean, let's say, for instance, Mancini, right? I think Mancini would look at ASM and think, wow, I've got a real talent here, but there's no end product. there has to be an end product somewhere along the line for St. Maximin to move on to the next level. You know, I mean, all these daft asses on Twitter calling him world class. He isn't world class, not by an actual mile. He's not world class. But once he gets a finishing product about him, he can take it to the next level.
He can get better.
Yeah. It's literally Neymar without finishing, in my opinion.
It's a bit like
he needs toughening up as well.
It's a bit like Raheem Sterling in the 2018 World Cup.
Like, I agree.
Spaces and then just absolutely just not pass the ball.
I mean, he needs to get himself on the pitch, not dressed like the fucking mummy for one. You know what I mean? He's got that many bandages on. You think he came out of a fucking pyramid? I mean, it's ridiculous. Paul says, we'll be watching the Leeds game in my bar with 2 Leeds fans. It's going to be painful again. Bruce has appropriated the term CR7 and claims it now means concede roundabout 7. Tom says cricket is the worst sport in the world apart from tennis and American football.
American football.
Disagree with crowd.
Oh, I didn't mean Tom.
I love cricket, so sorry, mate.
Somebody mentioned cricket.
I love it. I don't like cricket. I love it.
Yeah, same here.
I'm sick of hearing that phrase. I get that in the ear from Baz all the time. I don't like cricket. I love it. I don't like cricket. No.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I watched cricket.
Oh God,
I've never seen a game.
Do you know what? I'd rather pick fleas out my arsehole. Jordy says, tell all the boys, you know Dwight Gale will always score goals. Seems our only hope at the moment, but doubt he'll score many in the Premier League.
The Premier League striker, that's the be-all and end-all. Your Championship striker, 1,000,000%. He's just not the Premier League striker.
Totally agree.
So that statement's a load of crap then, because it said, you know, he'll score goals, but he won't score goals.
Well, look, I wanted to come on to that. I mean, we've got about 20 minutes left of the show, guys. So, like I said before, if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to smash the likes up for me. I'm building up to 3,000. So if you're new and you like what you see, obviously you have a laugh on this channel as well, no doubt. I very rarely lose my temper, as everyone will vouch for on here. I'm very calm and collected when it comes to doing reviews of Newcastle matches and things like that. So if you're new and you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already and you keep coming back, then why haven't you subscribed? And if you want to make a donation to the channel, super chats are available. Hit the $sign at the bottom of the live chat, and that'll take you through to a payment method. So if you wish to do that, thank you in advance for that. Right, the statement. We'll start with you, Mr. Harrison. What did you make when you read that statement that was issued last week?
There's an old term that people often do when they're reading something out. They go, there's a funny smell here. Oh, yeah, I've got it. Bullshit. It was, you know, the term thrown under the bus is often used too much.
Yeah.
But I think that statement just about threw everybody under the bus. Bruce, the fans, COVID, every bloody thing under the sun.
Steve Bruce, I don't like the guy, but, you know, he, like I said in a tweet, he was thrown under the bus, undoubtedly, and then blaming COVID, and then saying that the money goes into different pots. I mean, my God. I mean,
what was that all about?
Where the hell is the money?
You
know, they didn't say what pot it came from. Plus, there was no signature at the end of the statement saying who actually wrote it. I mean, it's probably Betty the tea lady, you know what I mean? Just there you go, Betty. Write a little thing to the fans to try and calm them down, love. There you go.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Paul. When you look at it, you think who's at the top? You've got Ashley.
Justin Barnes all over it. It's got Justin Barnes all over it.
Brilliant to the words of it. Justin Barnes, that's him all over.
Yeah.
Stays in the background, says no, chucks that out, has a go at everybody. But I think that from their point of view, most of us went, whatever, next. Because nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
The other Billy, what were you saying there?
So I've seen the photos of Mike Ashley at a nightclub, like on an absolute mad one. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Seeing Mike Ashley in a nightclub with his top off. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, it was, I was scarred.
Yeah. Whose cat's doing disco dancing?
Mine.
Have you named him? Have you called your cat Hendrick, Jason?
No, I called one Gary though. Named it after Gary the Snail from SpongeBob.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus! Sometimes, Jason, I wonder what goes on in that head. I love you, but I do wonder what's going on.
Too much. Too much.
Andrew says, I think Willock is in for a tough, proper first season. Oh, is he not? Joe Willock will be, when he wakes up on a morning and he makes a coffee and then he goes for his morning turd burger, he'll be sitting on the bog thinking, what have I done? What the hell have I done?
Yeah. See, that's probably another thing at our training ground, too, is the players probably get fed fucking high school cafeteria food.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're not going to have state-of-the-art facilities in there for various food.
No state-of-the-art food.
Paul, I've just realised Ryan's face must today. He's not lying down and from the side.
I know. He's got a new camera angle, Dave. He's very proud of it.
Very good, very good.
Matthew says, anyone else notice Bruce talking to himself on the sidelines instead of actually organising the team? Yeah, I've noticed that. He's like a ventriloquist fucking puppet, isn't it?
Because nobody else will listen to him, Paul.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just want to smack him across the face. Just wake up, you ignorant pig, and get on with your job. Motivate these players. Do something.
Fat fuck bacon clown.
Just say how you feel, Ryan. Say how you feel. Tom says best wishes to Annie and the Gasheads.
Ooh. Annie, now behave.
Come on, Tom.
Calm yourself, Annie.
Come on, Tom. You can do better than that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if he can. Jordy says, rumour has it with all these injuries, these players have went on strike against Steve Bruce. That wouldn't surprise us. Luke says, does Annie's mum and dad know he's up this late on a school night?
It's 8:45. It's 8:45, man.
Exactly.
What are you on about?
Luke, I think what Annie's saying is the bird. Tom says Bruce out. Another Tom says Bruce is useless with injuries, poor training, bad attitude. He reckons players can run off injuries. Now, there was nothing in that statement, Billy Trey, about anything to do with doing up the training ground or anything like that, saying that, some money's been spent on facilities and things like that. Who's digging a grave now?
The thing is, right, Mike Ashley, I think scrubbing the ceiling is like investing in the club.
Well, I have a feeling
he didn't pay for that. That was the Super League to pay for that.
That was for the rugby, wasn't it? That's the only reason he got that done. Yeah. But Billy Trey, I mean, where do we go with the training ground? Because that wasn't even mentioned as part of the money.
Obviously not. It's patently obvious to see that they've done nothing with the training ground, so they can hardly use that as a shining beacon of where the money's gone, can they?
Yeah. Geordie says, I've got no problem with Steve Bruce going on holiday 3 games into the season. It's the fact that he's come back that upsets me the most. Oh, God.
That's true.
We might as well play 10 at the backs. Who's digging?
Mr. Bristol City.
It's bloody Annie. What are you doing?
It's Ryan's Gim getting with his cage behind him.
Having my food.
Well, Ryan, your background does look like some sort of horror film dungeon. Like,
Pulp Fiction 2.0.
Any basement, this is normal.
Yeah, well, we don't have basements here. They're normally called, very.
You could see my football right there too, and then like my bike and.
See, Ryan, I understand Canadians have basements. I've been over there. I've stayed at various Canadian houses, and the basements are like an extra room. They're fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
but over here. You say basement and you think of you think of this. So
a lot of money invested.
That to me is that right there is what we call a basement over here, or what John Sinclair calls home.
There's more investment in that room than there is in our club.
Yeah. Tom says Bruce will revert back to a couple of false 10s. Man United do struggle against packed defensive sides. It's the only positive I can come up with for us. Let's hope for a fluke 1-1.
We're not a good defensive side, though.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
We'll play ultra defensive and we're still shit.
Yeah, I think that the more we go defensive, the worse we are. So, you know, by all means, Steve, go defensive. It won't work. We know it won't work. Geordie says 10-0-0 is the best formation that we can have for the Man United match. The whole club is deflated, and it doesn't help we've got a gaffer like Steve Bruce. Tom says Simon Jordan, just ignore him. The thing is, a lot of people say that, right? Ignore Simon Jordan. And, you know, it's hard to ignore him because he winds us up that much. We have to say something back because we're Newcastle fans. We're not just going to sit and take it up the arse from a pompous prick like him. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're not going to sit back and take it.
That's his job, though, isn't it? That's his remit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's an easy bear to poke a stick at, to be fair, because we're packing the beat.
That's what it's all about.
And the only way he's going to make money for Talk Sport is by poking the bear with a stick, and it's an easy bear for him to poke. So, low hanging fruit,
spot on.
Well, you know what it is about Simon Jordan. I mean, I have listened to him a lot in the past, and you know, when he talks about what the FA should do for football and things like that, he comes up with some fantastic points. He really does. He's got. You can tell he's got a good sort of business model for football in his head. Somewhere in his head there is. Because, you know, when he talks about, you know, revamping the FA and how to deal with grassroots football and things like that, he does talk a lot of sense. He's very interesting to listen to. It's when he gets into these conversations with that other bloody white-haired Scottish prick Jim White, you know, it's like it infuriates you because they're both, once they get together, and Jim White's sitting there going, well, Simon, you know, I'm being... And then you can't understand what he's saying. And then Simon Jordan comes back with something, and then Jim White will say, oh, well, the Newcastle fans, you know, they're magnificent and all of this. I've sat with a few of them at Wembley Stadium. And then, no, Jim, we want to punch you in the face. You know, so they just wind each other up, and then it all kicks off. And then, obviously, the Newcastle fans are on the back of it.
The only credit I can give Simon Jordan is he managed to get with Susanna Reid. I mean, he said something far worse than that, but Susanna Reid he was poking about with, wasn't he, at one point?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, well.
Hey, listen, you learn everything with Billy Trey. You learn everything. The man is an encyclopedia. Chippers, have you had a go at Susanna Reid?
Not yet.
What the hell's that?
Whoa. It's pretty hard to get.
Yeah, I bet she is. This is me, says ASM does hold on too long when he could easily take 3 players out the game with just one pass. But Bruce is setting up the team with ASM being the outlet out of defence, but with no mid support.
That's what I'm saying.
It's pretty clear how knackered ASM is by 60 minutes, you know, because we're just putting this long ball up to him and he's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing. And Wilson does make runs, and I'm very frustrated when he doesn't pass to Wilson when he's running the channels. But he's coming back into the sweeper position to get the ball. And, you know, we don't need that, Daniil, do we? We don't need somebody like him coming back into this sweeper position, getting the ball and running the length of the pitch. It's just going to wear the guy out.
No.
It's worrying, isn't it?
We need ASM to play with this a bit more. Yeah, take the players on, but use this a bit more. You know, play with the head up and see. Look, make the pitch big. You know. And
do you say about Wilson's injury?
Yeah, he's it's looking like several weeks.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he has the legs of Walker's packet of crisps. Someone
it's so frustrating.
His legs off.
Yeah, it is so frustrating. I mean, Jason, I'm going to ask you a serious question here, right? Would you, you know, given how you know, versatile Jeff Hendrick is, would you try and just play 9-1 with Hendrick stuck up front?
Yeah, of course.
I thought you might say that. I mean, you know,
he can score up front. He can't do fuck all anywhere else on the pitch.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Go on, Billy.
Oh no, I was just saying, can he score though? It's a thing.
Well, he can if the ball bounces off his head and just loops over the keeper. That's tends to what happened in pre-season.
He should have scored against Burnley, like.
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought he actually had a decent game against Burnley. I mean, I thought he was one of our better players, him and Fraser.
I want Fraser over Miggy me. Miggy just like gets in a defender and then runs back.
Yeah. Miggy for me isn't going to make it. I mean, I've been quite you know, I'm not having to go at the kid. I just don't think he's a Premier League player. I think his style of play, his build, it's best suited in another league. I mean, if you look at Premier League players nowadays, it's very rare you'll see a player built like Miggy. You know what I mean? Miggy's like this, you know, he looks like a school kid amongst all the sort of sixth formers. You know what I mean? It's just, he looks completely out of place.
He'll go to Bayern Munich and look like an absolute machine there because they train, they make their players look insane.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
Right.
I'll go to Ajax.
Yeah,
because it'll just be mental.
I think he'd be good in the Dutch league.
Wherever else he goes, he'll be mental probably because they know how to coach him.
Derek says, Paul, you guys keep talking about Wilson. He will want away in the next transfer window. Who is going to buy him with his injury record? Nobody simple as that. I mean, the sell-on for Wilson's not going to be great either.
Yeah.
Especially if he's, you know, only playing, you know, half the games.
Callum Wilson wanted to play for us for 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
He was going to sign for us when we went down to the Championship under Upper.
Yeah, he was.
Injuries. And I know this because I spoke to his brother in a late night bar in Coventry one night.
Yeah, you're Billy. What you late night bar? We all know what late night bars in Coventry are.
It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of said, he was definitely, he wanted to sign. He's always wanted to sign, and he would have come then if it hadn't been for the injury he had at that time. So I don't think Wilson will be off to run away just yet. He's quite happy where he is. He knows it's a massive club and it's a massive shirt to wear. Yeah. So
I think his granddad a Newcastle fan or something as well.
No, I mean, it's a proud shirt to wear, isn't it? Newcastle United top and the number 9 top shirt. Yeah, it's a big shirt to wear. As a Championship side, as it was then, you know, spoke volumes that he would drop a division because Bournemouth was still in the Premiership then.
Yeah, well, Matt Ritchie did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did too, yeah.
But you know what it is? Proud to wear the shirt. I mean, me as a fan, if I'm travelling down to watch Newcastle somewhere and I go into a service station with my Toon top on, I'm proud, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's just how it should be, really.
Absolutely.
This is an interesting one. Could all the takeover stuff just be to get people to buy what's left of the season tickets before the Saudis pull the plug again?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to take that into consideration. Yeah. You know, that's kind of the devious shit that Mike Ashley can get up to. Paul says, will Man U smash more goals than John the Legend? Will smash ladies? Oh, dear God.
Probably.
Yeah. Clarky says, whole world will be watching this game coming up. God bless. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, literally every Ronaldo fan is watching this game, and I'm terrified.
Yeah. There'll just be I mean, there'll be a giant fanfare, won't there? I mean, you know, they'll have all those fake Man United supporters lined up along the tunnel having a wank while he's walking on the pitch and stuff like that. That's all it's been since he signed, man. It's pathetic. Sky Sports News last Tuesday night was, well, the whole of last Tuesday, it was an absolute joke. You know, I mean, all right, Ronaldo signed for Man United
all the time. People that don't know football, and then they just post shit on their Instagram story when I know for a fact they watch fuck all of it.
I mean, you know, there's some really genuinely good Man United fans out there. You know, Claire, who's probably chatting away to John still and into the night sky. You know, I've got Rich coming on with me on Friday night to do a match preview. You know, he's a really good lad. There is some good Man United fans out there.
TV.
But some of them, I think, have been quite embarrassed by the way that the media has portrayed this Ronaldo signing as the fucking, you know, the king has come home kind of thing. I mean, he's only got a couple of years left in him. You know what I mean? Watch, he'd still be playing when he's fucking
quiet about wanting the Glazers out as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
well, I think they'd look stupid, to be honest. You know, they've got Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho. You know, I mean, we can only dream of those kind of signings. You know what I mean?
We've got Jordan.
Exactly.
What do you mean? We signed Santiago Munez.
No.
Yeah.
United.
Where people on Twitter
Varane.
are calling the Mexican Lewandowski. Shut the fuck up.
Lads, right. We bought Joe Linton more expensive than United bought Ronaldo for. Like,
I know.
And he's Championship level. If that.
Yeah. It's deeply saddening. Annie, what were you going to say there, mate?
They've signed United have signed Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo, and Paul McShane.
Who?
Paul McShane. He's out of Heidi High, isn't he?
They signed him for the under-23s.
We did one of that.
Sorry, I hear the word Paul McShane. I think, hidey, hi, hoody, hoody, ho.
Instead of,
Seriously, don't know Paul McShane is?
Paul, have you been chatting about Daniel Levy getting a position on this European thing earlier on before I came on?
Super League.
I've seen that.
Has he really?
Yeah. I noticed it on Twitter this morning. I went out and they said that he's been signed to some board of them or some European thing, and I'm thinking, well,
he's
that's
a
just great.
little bastard. Him, he really
Well, I
is.
mean, he's one of these, one of the 6 UK sides and the 12 European sides that try to ruin football across Europe, and he gets position on the board. It's there's corruption, out there to see, or am I just being deluded again? I said, but the corruption at work, I mean, it absolutely stinks. It really does.
Oh, aye, 100%.
And then got to set their own punishment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Billy, what were you saying before?
I was saying, right, instead of, because in the last goal film, it was the goal to get top 4. The new one will be the goal to not get relegated. That's going to be the next goal film.
Christ almighty. I mean, I'm sorry, I just think that whole thing's a freaking PER stunt. It's just, I can't take it seriously. Jesper says, I seen Amanda Staveley shopping in Eldon Square today, so the takeover must be going through. Crack the cans open. It's all just nonsense until we see something official from the club. Bruno Fernandes will score a penalty against us on Saturday. Wonder what the odds are. Listen, he won't be taking them.
He's not going to be penalty.
Just the one.
Sub-Galdala one. Only
It'll be Ronaldo taking the penalties. There's no way he will not be on penalties for Man United.
No.
It was a Manchester-based referee as well. It's going to go so well for us, isn't it?
Well, I've seen. Yeah, I mean,
he's not
this is why I want foreign refs.
I know, but at the same time, look, at the end of the day, he's refereed Man United games before, so we're not the first club that's gone against Man United with him in charge. I don't think he's a particularly very good referee, though. I think he's crap, like most of them are in the bloody Premier League.
But wasn't he the referee when we were 2-0 up a few seasons ago, and he didn't give that penalty for a blatant goal by
Yeah. So I mean, the tide. Let's just say the tide is very much against us on Saturday.
Let's be honest here, right? The most referees now are just up the big six's arses. Like everyone else, like the relegation teams can go piss off. Like in the mid-table teams, it's only the big teams that get everything.
Yeah, you're right. That's been the case for years, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Geordie Sandcaster says, I wrote a big comment in the last video, Paul, and my thoughts on that statement the club released. I did read the statement a number of times to think a takeover could be on the cards, only an opinion. We'll soon find out. Jake says, we got rinsed at Old Trafford. I think the second goal we conceded was unlucky, but our heads went down, and they absolutely smell blood if heads go down. If they score in the first half, it will be a slaughter in the second. Listen. It'd be a slaughter in the first half because our heads will be down as soon as the kickoff. The whistle will go and they'll think, "Oh shit!"
When we get
the Rangers of Old Trafford to play with, there, didn't they? They stood off and they didn't play Phillips, and the whole midfield were totally dominated. They gave them the freedom of Old Trafford to play on, and I think that's where
Leeds will happen to us because we won't have a midfield. Put all our eggs in the defense basket.
I just thought Bielsa was outthought by Solskjaer, to be honest, on that day.
Top quality team.
The worst thing we've got to think about is Bruce's half-time team talk.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should get Jeff Hendrick to do the team talk.
Oh, why not? Yeah. We'll come flying out. We'll be
8-0 down and see Bruce will be like, lads, we've been doing good. I played for United. Just don't score a goal, please.
Oh, can you imagine the shit he's going to come out with before the match? Like, he'd just say, lads, let's keep it a 0-0 as long as we can. I mean, do you know what? We've been to Old Trafford so many times where Newcastle have actually come out and started well and actually took the lead. We can't forget that. There has been a few times. But
it'll be like the game against the one where we lost 4-1. We'll be doing well, and then all of a sudden we'll just drop, and then we'll concede like 3 goals in like 1 minute.
I think that if we win the toss, the kickoff is the most we're going to see of the ball on Saturday. Tony says, I still reckon the way to get the best results is to have 5 players sent off. Go all Joey Barton on them in the tunnel before the match, 3-0 easy.
Our heat map will be all orange from kickoff circle, and that'll be it.
Yeah, definitely. Steve Bruce says, was talking to War Mandy today, and she was saying how she wants me to be the gaffer and that we will sign Immobile. You've heard it first, gents. Listen, the only Immobile we're going to sign is we've got one at the minute in Joe Linton, who's immobile, full stop. So, now it's going to change there. Got more chance of cracking one off than getting this takeover going through. That is a thought I don't want to know, Steve. There won't be enough beer anyway, shortages. Geordie says, depending on who the new owners appoint, such as Roberto Martinez, then I would say keep Graham Jones. But say we get someone like Allegri, then probably not. I really would love to see us go for Mancini and just go all out and get him.
Yeah, that's right. The thing is, right, if we keep Steve Bruce as a manager, you'll get someone like Wilfred Boney in for 100 million. You get Wilfred Boney,
free agent.
100 million.
Isn't that guy playing like Saudi Arabia now?
Isn't Wilfred Boney the one who, when he scored, he used to go down on his knees and pretend he was like some sort of panther?
That's
Timber Gomez. That was.
Oh, was it?
You don't think about Wilfred Bramble,
but everyone just says he's amazing.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. It just gave me nightmares. That it was a pathetic celebration. Do you think Willock hasn't performed as of late? In my opinion, he's been a bit underwhelming. Oh, come on, Lewis, give him a chance. Yeah. He hasn't played any pre-season.
Arsenal haven't been playing him in pre-season. No wonder he hasn't been performing. Arsenal didn't play him hard in pre-season, so
it's not just Willock.
Yes,
you have to give him the lad time.
See you later.
Oh, you're off. Take care, buddy.
Yeah.
Take care, mate.
That was Daniil heading off. We'll stay on about 5 more minutes. These fans forums or video conferences tend to go on a bit longer. Luke says if a takeover happens, it's got to be average Jose Mourinho because of Sir Bobby or Diego Simeone.
No, I would not want Jose Mourinho in.
No,
Simeone.
He's too defensive, and it's the Premier League.
Can you imagine Simeone in our dressing room? I tell you what, things would be just destroyed.
Just for that celebration he did against Real Madrid with that big cojones thing.
There we go, right there.
Exactly, it'll be my rage times 5. Archer's joined the show for the last bit. Good evening, buddy.
God.
Look at the handlebars on that. Can you imagine Archer and John Sinclair on a night out? Jesus wept. I wouldn't know which one of you was the pimp.
Bloody heck, it's Jeff of Baker Grove.
I like to see John.
He does like there's definitely a bit of Baker Grove going on there.
Merv Hughes.
It could be anybody with a tash, to be honest. Archie, what's your thoughts on the released documents today about the takeover?
I think it's just a pile of shite.
Why?
I just never know.
You didn't know?
I don't know.
I was expecting to say it was a wet fart like he does on Monday night.
I know. I think Archer, when you read it, right? You seen what's going on social media. I mean, why do you think it's bullshit? There must be something in your head telling you why it's bullshit.
Well, obviously it's Mike Ashley's not going to let it happen, is he?
That's a few people have said that he's deliberately holding back.
He's just holding back. That's why we literally only got one player in, and we thought we would have maybe got a few players in after Joe Willock. But he's more considering on selling the club, which hopefully, to be fair, it'll probably be next year by the time that happens.
The thing is, though, maybe I'm not this it's just I don't know, but the reason he hasn't spent this money now is because the takeover is happening soon. I don't know if that's true, but
that is one way of looking at it. I said that earlier on. It's like, is all this going on because is the lack of investment, the massive lack of investment this summer, is it because of a takeover?
It's a two-sided coin.
It's a massive gamble he's taken if that's the case, Paul, because we've said a few times that he's locked the door and chucked the keys to the letterbox. And if he's hoping a takeover will go through and they'll invest, and he doesn't want to, and he's still going to get his 350 million quid, that's one game of Russian roulette I don't want to play. It could come back to smack him in the face big time.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sorry, Paul.
Somebody wants to say hello.
There he is.
Hello. He's me buddy. My little best mate he is. He's bloody massive though. I can't carry him. He's too heavy.
You know, you're making me want to get a Rottweiler for my next dog. I feel like those would be that'd be like a bodyguard dog.
Well, if he keeps pissing in my living room, you can have him. Honestly, he's just a nightmare. I let him out for like 10 minutes in the garden, and he sits and looks at us, and then I let him back in, and he just walks in. As soon as his feet hit the carpet, he's like, "I think I'll piss here."
My dogs fucking are crazy.
Malp said Newcastle are a mess. Gordon Lee was my lowest point as a supporter. Prediction will come on to very shortly. Football, rugby, and boxing is my favourite sports. Can't get away with cricket, ice. Whoa! Hold the fucking phone here, Malcolm. Do not ever put ice hockey in the same sentence as cricket. Ever.
Yeah.
That's like red rag to a bull. That is bollocks, right? That comment right there, Malcolm. Take that back and then go and take your face for a crap. Thomas says, Paul, I passed out when I saw your dogs yesterday on the Four Horsemen. Well, he probably pissed himself as well. Because let's face it, he was a bit pissed last night. More turmoil until Mike Ashley is gone. Where's the pot of money for the training ground? It's up Mike Ashley's arse, to be honest. Newcastle don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Archer's apparently trying to get on the channel. There you are. There's loads of comments coming, but we are at the end of tonight's show. But before we go, Jake, I like that comment. Thank you very much. But obviously, I would say to Malcolm again about it, but he's probably in the bathroom now taking his face for a shit. So, we'll start with you, Mr. Chippersdale. Why did I say that? That just gives him more confidence. Chippers, a result for Saturday, please, buddy.
5-0 Man United.
Is that half-time or full-time?
That's just after 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. So you're going 5-0.
Yep.
Right. Spot on, buddy. Right. We'll see you next week, mate. Take care.
So,
right, Jason. It's over to you now.
Well, if you saw my interview with Steve Bruce, I'm going to go with Steve Bruce's scoreline.
Can I just ask, what in God's earth made you do that video? I mean,
I had nothing to do. I couldn't be asked to do anything with the international break. The international break pisses me off. So I had to do something else. I done an interview with Steve Bruce.
Yeah, could do it. It was really good.
It was actually really funny. It was funny. Right, come on, Jason, scoreline.
Yeah, I'm going with Steve Bruce's result. I'm going to go 5-0 with Ronaldo scoring 7.
Fair enough. Right, you take care, matey, and I'll see you next week, bud.
No worries. See you later.
Soon. Right, Ryan, it's over to you now for a score prediction. So far, we've had 2 5-0s.
9-0.
Are you being fucking serious?
To Newcastle, boys. Come on.
They did it against Southampton last season. They could do it again.
Southampton shit.
Yeah, I mean, if our heads do drop, we're in deep shit, to be honest. We really are. I mean, you know. But you're saying 9-0, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I got spot on with Aston Villa.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you know, 9-0. I mean,
I can't go under. I got to go over the top now.
Yeah, it destroys my inner soul to think that we could get beat 9-0, but it's a possibility. It really is. But we'll see. Thanks for coming on, mate. Yeah, catch you next week.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Take care, buddy.
See you,
mate.
Billy Trey.
Seems terrible saying I'm going to be positive, but this is positive for me. 4-0 Man United.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were going to say 1-1 or 2-2 there when you said positive, but then, yeah, positive. I mean, a score line as low as we can get would be a positive, wouldn't it, to be fair? But we'll, I guess we'll see. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Hope we catch you again next week, mate. Take care.
Yeah. Good night.
See you, Billy.
Billy Watts.
Hello.
It's your turn.
Yes. So I'm gonna say this. I think Man United will win 3-1. And
You actually think we're gonna score?
Actually, nah, 3-0, 3-0, right? I think we'll have a spell for about 10 minutes where we'll do all right later in the game. Because if you see Man United versus Wolves, if they play like that, they have Ronaldo up front, but De Gea saved them that game.
He did, but they're not going to play like that. It's Newcastle they're playing. You know what I mean? Nobody play. They play like that. Wolves will be awesome, and then Wolves will tonk us. There's no doubt about it. Struggling for goals. Bring on Newcastle United. But thanks for coming on. Oh, give us a score. Oh, you said 3-0, haven't you?
3-0.
Right. I'll catch you next week, buddy. Take care.
Bye.
King of Northumberland, you are next on the hit list.
I'm going to go a 4-1. I genuinely think we'll score one goal. I have no idea why, but I'm going to go a 4-1.
Dave, who is going to score?
I have no idea. I'm just my heart's ruling my head, Paul, and I'm going to see we're going to score.
Somebody earlier on did say that they think Harry Maguire might score an own goal.
I'll take that. That'll do.
Yeah. But we have to get the ball in the box for that to happen. I mean, unless he scores on the halfway line or something.
No, I mean, it's whatever happens, it's going to be an absolute, disaster, isn't it? I mean, and Ryan, right, it could be 9-0 again. I mean, but it's just one of those things. I mean, in the past, I would have said we're daft enough to go down there and sneak a result. Not these days. Because I mean, old cabbage cheese. Well, we've got 5 strikers. No, haven't you? Well, granny because they're all out. But
he'll have his book of excuses out. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for coming on, Dave. Hopefully get yourself back on next week. That's all right.
Get
yourself back on next week and take care. Love to the wife. See you soon.
Yeah, thanks. You as well, mate. All the best. Ta-ra.
Stephen, your turn. You've had a bit of time to mull over this, so what do you think?
Like I say, I think we might get a goal, maybe an own goal, but I still think we'll get beat 5-1.
5-1. Yep, I think it's going to be a case of trying to keep the score down for me. I'll give my prediction on my preview show on Friday night, but I've got an awful feeling. It's one of them when you think, my God, how many is it going to be? But thanks for coming on, buddy. Get yourself back on next week again. You started your YouTube channel back up, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Give it a shout out.
Well, it's called Only One United, and if anybody's out there watching, like to give it a subscriber, and just please do subscribe. I was trying to get Rich on for my preview, but he's got on yours.
Well, I'm. There's a few actually messaged me, so I'll put them in touch with you, Stephen.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Paul, that'd be great.
I'll drop them your link for Twitter and see if they'll get in touch with you and get that sorted with them. But thanks for coming on, mate. I'll see you soon. Take care.
Yeah.
All right, Archer. Save the best till last.
All right.
Give us a scoreline.
Gonna go for Man United win 4-0.
4-0. So it really, I mean, everybody's saying 4 or 5, aren't they? I mean, it's embarrassing really for us as Newcastle fans that we actually predict our team to lose by these sort of goals. Interesting that Paul says in the comments that Ronaldo won't even play. I bet you bottom dollar he's in the starting lineup. He's had a week to.
I won't be surprised if he's on the bench. To be fair.
Well, listen, he's going to play some part in the game, whether he starts or he doesn't. He will, they may leave him on the bench and bring him on for a massive fanfare after an hour or something, when we're 4-0 down, and our heads are dropped, and then, here's Ronaldo just to rub your faces in it again. But I guess we'll see. But thanks for coming on, matey. Try and get on a bit earlier next week, Archer.
I will. I was a little bit late because I was up at the British Legion. I had to pay off the catering for the
Oh,
food.
right, for you, yeah, for you do. Right, fair enough. No bother. Right, catch you later, mate. Take care.
Catch you later.
Yeah. So there you go. That's Fan Forum done for another week. Some very interesting points made tonight. Some very interesting conversation as usual. Thank you to everybody that's come on the show tonight and had their say. And thank you to everybody that's contributed to the show in the live comments as well. It's been very interesting to see what everybody's had to say about, you know, the statement that was released by Newcastle United, the social media crap that's come out today. You know, yes, the documents may well be real, but, you know, is this another way to get season tickets in? Or there could be many different reasons that, that games are being played again. But, you know, that's the way we feel as Newcastle fans at the moment, that, you know, we feel that is the games are played all the time, unfortunately, and it's at our expense. So we have to be very, very careful not to get carried away. But if you have enjoyed the show tonight, guys, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. And if you're new and you've liked what you've seen and you've had a look around the channel and other shows, or you haven't already done so yet, please do consider subscribing. Really do want to get up to that 3,000 mark as soon as I can and then build on from there. The show's coming up this week. I've got a couple of live shows still to do this week. The first one will be Thursday night when we've got the fantasy football back again. Obviously, we haven't done a fantasy football show for a couple of weeks, so it's going to be very interesting to see where everybody stands at the minute, and are people going to be bringing Ronaldo into their fantasy team? So that'll be at 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and then Friday night we've got the Manchester United preview with obviously a special guest, which will be Richard from Rich Sports on YouTube. Great guy, so looking forward to having a chat with him about how he thinks Man United are going to do. Will Ronaldo start? What's their predicted lineup? And obviously talk about our lineup and Steve Bruce's press conference, etc., and what's been said. So a lot to look forward to this week. And then obviously I'll be doing a review of the match. That'll be recorded because I'll probably be screaming at the camera again, knowing me, and how Saturday's going to go. But you never know. You know, miracles do they happen? We'll soon see on Saturday. But thank you to everybody that took part in the show tonight. I've really enjoyed tonight. Been great again. Certainly, Fan Forum is really picking up on this channel, so it's good to see. And loads of people subscribing, which is even better. So thank you very much for that. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and I'll see you Thursday night for the fantasy football. Take care.
Be strong.